These are the active services, the active directory, the services we can use from AWS to maintain users in the active directory. And also one more thing, I forgot to mention for data scientists who want to perform machine learning and data science. So AWS currently provide updated lot of services for data scientists. So you can learn machine learning. Those who are interested in doing the machine learning section, you can go use these services. And the front end and mobile development, we can use Mobile Hub and Amazon local services. And Internet of Things provides these are the services, events, rising and events, and device detector, IoT analytics. So all these services are providing Internet of Things. We can use these services for any IoT related learning. And robotic services also available. For any robotic learning, we can use robotic related services. So VPC is one of the topmost services, like in our computer system. Whatever the data we'll be using in our system, the same way we can create it here in the VPC. We can assign how much space is required to store our data. So our application, post our application, anything. So all this thing we can create it and assign and monitor and everything we can do in the VPC. So while creating VPC, so the VPC name, state, where it is available, it will assign the IP address, IP address, IP4, IPv4 and IP address. So using these IP addresses, we can access our resources. And also a lot of the command line tools available to access the AWS cloud. Using the command line utility tool, we can access instead of directly connecting those who are interested in application developers, they may not use these services. They can use the command line utility, AWS command line SDK utility tool to connect our AWS. Either you can use for your PowerShell script or something. Those who are want to perform any DevOps developer, you may use for the Kubernetes services. By using Kubernetes services, you can create pod and node, and also we can maintain how our services is, and these are the features from the Kubernetes. We can check how our application is running after our application is hosted. Is there any failover? All these things, and Kubernetes provides liveness and readiness option. How after deployment, how our application is running, is there any failover? We can also use our notification system to monitor all this stuff. So whatever we are providing, everything based on the region and cost and on-demand services. And IAM role is very, very important to access our AWS. And other important services, S3 services. I'll show some of the S3 services here. It's a storage. I already told you the S3 services. Storage is a bucket. We can store any kind of data here, like media file, any large item, large data we can store in Steepcast. So the bucket is called nothing but create a bucket means we are creating directories to store our data in the S3 bucket. So the name of the bucket here is specific, as I mentioned earlier, it's a region specific and access. We can provide access based on our IAM rule creation and when it is created. So many of the organizations are using these services for cost-effective services. Any +2 research, some of the private schools and organizations are using these S3 services to store their results and providing for better scalability and maintainability. So database, coming to database, so DynamoDB is one of the popular database nowadays. It's a NoSQL database. NoSQL database, so it's a very popular and storing our data, huge data in DynamoDB. It's very cheap and cost effective. You see one of the top most services in 2020 top used services, one of the DB, DynamoDB. So if you go for SQL Server, run MySQL, it's little compared to, it's cost effective, but compared to DynamoDB. And it's very fast. There are a lot of features in DynamoDB. So it's very cost effective. and store all the data. The DynamoDB is owned by AWS, and other database like SQL Server and MySQL Server and all. So other provider like Microsoft owns SQL Server, and MySQL is a open service, and DynamoDB is owned by AWS. So any failover and anything will happen, we no need to worry. AWS will take care of this. Just we can create a DynamoDB table and we can use. So creating table, we can give the table name, and portion of key is a primary key. Here is our data type we can give, and we can create a table. After creating table where the DynamoDB is created, the the database access, key access, and everything will be provided by AWS. By using that, we can in our application, maybe you write a Java program, a .NET program. AWS is offering a lot of API services. You can include these packages and references in your code, and you can through the API, you can connect this database and perform all your business operations. And for all the monitoring and health checks is owned by AWS, not from the providers, not from the customers. So I want to show some of the Kubernetes services as well. These are the Kubernetes services. We can create a Kubernetes cluster, and inside that we can create a pod and node, all those steps, and we can use. The one more thing I forgot to inform, the developer tools. The developer tool is, so I said right, these are the popular developer tools. We can instead of using these services, we can use these developer services to perform any AWS related activities. And AWS also provides a feature for build and deployment, uh, and the container services is provides build and deployment. We can use these services for build and deployment purpose. Suppose you are developing an application, you can use these container services. This will take care of build and deployment. I hope I explained all these popular services in the AWS. To those who are interested in the particular area, you can choose these services and learn and improve your skills.